Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to cover a hot topic. We're going to cover Michael Saylor's power move on Bitcoin. See, you may think that Michael Saylor is some rogue genius, some mad savant that just came out of nowhere. Michael Saylor is an MIT graduate, software developer, and engineer. He surrounds himself with mathematicians and computer scientists and software engineers. And they've done the research. These MIT graduates and other software engineers and mathematicians from around the world, from every continent on Earth, from North America, South America, Australia, Europe, Africa, Asia, except Antarctica. And he has come to a conclusion based on the power laws of the universe. And the conclusion is that Bitcoin is an eternal currency. It's a universal currency. It is a store of value and an asset. It's not attached to any currency independently. It's a universal medium of exchange. So you can go anywhere in the world and use your Bitcoin. You may not be able to do it right now. The adoption rate of Bitcoin is phenomenal. It is 100 times faster than any other adaptation created by man in history. Most adaptations are of a physical reference, like from a horse and buggy to a car, from washing dishes with your hands to a dishwasher, from washing clothes with your hand to a washing machine. From going from a payphone to a cell phone. Most of those are physical adaptations. The last digital adaptation took about 20 years. It really took longer than that, but I'm just say 20 to 30 years for it to be fully adapted. And that was the internet. And Bitcoin has quickly gained a dominant position in the investors' ecosystem. Bitcoin has only been out about 16 years. 2028 will be 20 years. See? So my point is that you don't want to be the last person to acquiesce to a fundamental change in society. You don't want to be the last person to get on the boat. See, I got on the boat 5 years ago, and I never got off. I'm doing very well. See? So my point is, this Bitcoin is being acquired like Pac-Man. Institutions are gobbling it up. They're eating it. They're consuming it. They're reading. They're doing the research. They're reading the white papers. See, guys, you don't have to understand everything in order for it to make sense. Like most things, humans, most things we don't understand. Most people don't understand how a plane flies. Most things don't understand how the cell phone works. Most people don't understand how a fax machine works. Most people don't understand that information is carried through light and not cables. Most people don't understand how that works. How can information be carried by light and waves? See? So 99% of the thing that's going on around you right now, you do not understand. You just use it. Everything is not for you to understand. So that's what you don't understand. Everything is not meant for you to understand. In order for it to change your life. Like, who cares how the light bulb works, as long as it works? I'm not trying to figure it out. I just need the light to come on when I walk into the room. Nowadays, you don't even have to touch the switch. It's motion activated. So my point is, the guys, do not sit by idly and think that this thing is going away. Bitcoin is going to millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. This is the beginning. Bitcoin is still in the womb, believe it or not. It hasn't even birthed yet. See? So I'm sending out this urgent message for those few intelligent people that understand that change is slow, but what's the word I'm looking for? Inevitable. That's just the bottom line, guys. It's slow but inevitable. So since you have to be on this earth anyway, since you have to provide for yourself anyway, since you have to work for a living anyway, you might as well invest in one of the most powerful digital assets ever developed. Don't try to figure it out, guys. Just get on the damn plane, get on the boat, and ride the wave. Put $1,000 in. Put $5,000 in. Put $10,000 in. Buy MicroStrategy. Buy Bitcoin Cash. Buy Solana. Buy Litecoin. Don't miss the train, the plane, or the automobile, or the boat. Now let's read this article. I just want to preface it with that statement. Now let's read the article about Michael Saylor's plan to dominate Bitcoin, which is digital real estate, guys. Let's read. Billionaire Michael Saylor of MicroStrategy just delivered incredible news for Bitcoin. This was released on November the 12th, 2024 at 3 a.m., which is today. Michael Saylor, founder and executive chairman of MicroStrategy, is arguably one of the biggest Bitcoin bulls on the planet ever since his company started aggressively buying Bitcoin in August 2020. He has predicted that the price of Bitcoin has nowhere to go but up. That's the point I'm trying to make, guys. It has nowhere to go but up. Let's continue. He now thinks that Bitcoin could hit a price of 13 million by 2045. Guys, it is not too late. One Bitcoin right now costs about $89,000. The future for Bitcoin, I'm going to tell you what the future for Bitcoin is. Hear me out. The future for Bitcoin is going to be like a medallion that taxi cab drivers finance in New York City in order to drive a taxi cab. Bitcoin is going to be like a medallion. And in order to get one, to invest in the Bitcoin in the future, you're going to have to finance Bitcoin. And you're going to have to make payments on your future. And the thing about it is, while you're making payments on Bitcoin, it's going to be going up in value. But you're going to be able to get your financing locked in at a certain price on your Bitcoin, kind of similar to buying a home at a fixed rate. Not a variable rate, at a fixed rate. See, Bitcoin is digital real estate. See, so that is the thing. So once these companies acquire all the Bitcoin, you can only buy one by financing the Bitcoin. That's when it's going to explode, because banks are going to hold Bitcoin as an asset. Just like you can buy fractions of stocks, and you can buy fractions of art, and you can buy fractions of gold and silver. You will be able to buy fractions of Bitcoin. But it's going to be so expensive, you're going to have to finance those fractions. Just like you buy a fraction of a piece of land or a piece of real estate. If you can't buy the whole acre, you can buy a quarter of an acre. Same thing with Bitcoin. If you can't afford a whole Bitcoin, you can buy a quarter of a Bitcoin. See? So once Bitcoin hit $100,000 and you want to buy $25,000 of Bitcoin, you better do it. Finance your house, refinance it, take a HELOC out on your home and buy a quarter of a fraction of Bitcoin. Because in 10 years, maybe even 5, that Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million. And your $25,000 investment will be worth $250,000. Think about it. It'll be worth 200. There is no other stock that you can buy that's going to rival the appreciation rate of Bitcoin. Let me continue. At the end of October, he delivered more welcome news for Bitcoin investors. The launch of a speculative $42 billion Bitcoin buying plan during the next 3 years. So the next 3 years, he want to buy $42 billion worth of Bitcoin. That's roughly equivalent to 3% of all Bitcoin in circulation. See? And it could set off a huge Bitcoin rally for years to come. So this guy's talking about investing $42 billion into Bitcoin. Now, why would a MIT graduate, a computer science billionaire genius, waste money into something that don't have any value and convince banks and other institutions to do the same thing? Because he don't have the $42 billion. He would have to ask for investors. from all over the world, from Dubai, from Saudi Arabia, from Africa, from China, from Japan. This will be a worldwide investment. He don't have $42 billion. But you know who do have $42 billion? Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos. That's who got $42 billion. And he's going to convince them to invest in Bitcoin. Let's continue. The plan to buy $42 billion worth of Bitcoin. In a call with analysts, MicroStrategy said the next step in what it calls the 2121 plan is to raise $42 billion, then use it to buy more Bitcoin. Half of the funds, or $21 billion, that's the 2121 plan, $21 billion would come from at the market offerings of new shares in the company. Okay? So he would, I'm assuming, these things may plan, I guess, release more shares from MicroStrategy to raise $21 billion. But Bitcoin, he can't do that right now because Bitcoin don't have a high enough market cap. Bitcoin right now is only worth about like $1.6 trillion. So that almost needs to double, to be honest with you. Bitcoin will be worth about $3 trillion in order to pull this off. But I could be wrong. I'm not the mathematician here. Let's continue. Would come from at the market offering of new shares in the company. The other $21 billion would come from new fixed income offerings, primarily in the form of convertible debt. Okay? To put this plan into perspective, MicroStrategy already has 252,000 Bitcoins on its balance sheets, worth more than $21 billion at today's price. See, so he already have $21 billion of Bitcoin. Okay? It says, so the plan is to double the company's current Bitcoin holding. Already, MicroStrategy has the largest Bitcoin holdings of any company in the world. In fact, MicroStrategy currently holds more Bitcoin than either the US or the Chinese government. See? $21 billion worth of Bitcoin. Guys, you're not talking to an idiot. You're not talking to a scammer. You're not talking to a moron. Talking about a moron. You're talking about a serial researcher and investor. He sees what's going on. That's why he's going all in. Just like the original Bitcoin investors went all in when Bitcoin was $1,000. Now those guys that bought Bitcoin when it was $1,000, they are worth $300 million. $100 million, $200 million, $50 million. See, guys, let's continue. To call a $42 billion buying spree aggressive is an understatement. As Saylor sees it, though we are already in the midst of a decade-long Bitcoin gold rush, and he's determined to transform his enterprise software company into something he's now calling a Bitcoin treasury company. BTC. Guys, you heard it here first. As a way to capitalize on this, will other companies follow MicroStrategy lead? Let's find out. Already a handful of companies have shown a willingness to follow MicroStrategy. For example, Similar Scientific is now ratcheting up its Bitcoin buying plans as it increasingly transformed from a medical device company into a Bitcoin treasury company. Guys, he's building a conglomerate. He's building a universe of Bitcoin companies. So in other words, there's going to be these magnificent 7 companies that's going to control a majority, maybe not a majority, because the majority is owned by retail investors, but a large portion of Bitcoins. See? So let's continue. Okay. And Mara Holding. Mara is the world's largest publicly traded Bitcoin mining company. It has said that it's about to add a lot more Bitcoin to its balance sheet. Mara is about to do the same thing. So now you have Saylor, Mara, and MicroStrategy. I guarantee you that MicroStrategy is talking to Mara. Mara stands for marathon. It's a Bitcoin mining company. Bitcoin has to be mined by figuring out a mathematical equation in order to be rewarded with the Bitcoin. You have to figure out a mathematical equation, and that mathematical equation takes a lot of computation and it takes a lot of power. And in order to power those hash rates, you have to have a lot of computer power and a lot of software and a lot of stuff going on, and that costs money. It costs money. And the lower your hash rate, you can do it, the more money you get to keep in your pocket. Okay? So if Bitcoin costs $90,000 and it costs you $45,000 to mine one Bitcoin, you're only getting $45,000. So your objective is to lower that hash rate. I'm not 100% sure, guys. So don't quote me on that. I'm just trying to give you like a visual, mathematical. I mean, like a vision of how it works. Let's continue. Why are they doing this? The answer is simple. As long as the price of Bitcoin continues to rise, it makes sense from a purely financial and accounting perspective. In fact, MicroStrategy now uses a metric known as Bitcoin yield to guide its Bitcoin buying activity. Bitcoin yield is defined as the period-to-period percentage change of the ratio between the company's Bitcoin holdings and the assumed diluted shares outstanding. I can't explain all that, guys. I'm just sharing some information with you so you can do your own research. I already have my shares in place. I'm just waiting. I'm just patiently waiting while I live my life. Because I'm going to be living my life anyway, guys. Guys, if you're going to be living your life anyways, you might as well let some digital god make you rich. Shit, I mean, that's what's going on here. Let's continue, guys. Story continues. The markets certainly think MicroStrategy's Bitcoin buying strategy makes sense. Consider that Bitcoin has almost doubled this year as of November 11th, whilst MicroStrategy is up more than 360%. MicroStrategy is in my portfolio is very good, guys. I am up, whatever that says right there, 360, I'm up 360% with MicroStrategy. I'm telling you guys, it's not too late to get in. Think about it. Right now, MicroStrategy is about $350 per share. Guys, in 5 to 10 years, MicroStrategy, depending on how many stock splits it does, MicroStrategy will be worth between $5,000 and $10,000 per share within the next 5 to 10 years. $5,000 to $10,000 per share. Guys, that is not hard to do. Well, if Bitcoin is going up into the hundreds of thousands of dollars per Bitcoin. So right now, Bitcoin is around $88,000 per share. MicroStrategy is around $350 per share. Okay? If Bitcoin doubles, of course, MicroStrategy is going to double, but it's going to do more than double. It's going to 10x. You know why? Because people are going to buy MicroStrategy stock. Because MicroStrategy stock is going to be like a proxy for Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin is too expensive to buy, at $100,000, the next best thing is the largest holder of Bitcoin, which is freaking Marathon and MicroStrategy. Guys, come on. This is not freaking rocket science. This is not a rocket surgeon here. It does not take a rocket surgeon, what do you call it? A rocket scientist, to figure this out. It's simple financial math. That's simple. If MicroStrategy owns $21 to $50 billion worth of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin goes through the freaking roof, MicroStrategy is going to go through the freaking ceiling. I know that was weird. I'm just saying. If Bitcoin go to the sun, MicroStrategy is going to the moon. Oh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? See? So it's not this is not rocket science, guys. Let's continue, guys. Pushback to MicroStrategy Bitcoin strategy. Okay, there's some pushback. Of course, Saylor's plan to buy as much Bitcoin as possible, as quickly as possible, only makes sense if the price of Bitcoin heads even higher. If Bitcoin really is on the path to $1 million, he's going to look like a genius. I already told you the man was a genius for buying Bitcoin now while it's still less than $100,000. Guys, $100,000 when Bitcoin 10x is going to 10x to $1 million. $1 million. Do you know how many young millionaires that is going to be created when Bitcoin 10x over the next few years? It's going to be parabolic, guys. Parabolic. Look that shit up. Look it up. Parabolic is when a stock performs beyond, way beyond its expectations. It goes parabolic. That means the growth cannot be contained or explained. You just gotta get on board. That's what NVIDIA did. It's a rare occurrence, but that's what NVIDIA did last year. And Tesla did that about 3 or 4 years ago. Tesla went parabolic. So you want to get on the rocket ship before it goes parabolic, because it's hard to get on the moving rocket. It's hard to get on it. Okay, guys, let's continue. But what if the price of Bitcoin doesn't go parabolic? That might cause a serious deterioration in the value of MicroStrategy, which is risking everything to become a Bitcoin treasury company. The market value of MicroStrategy is now so closely tied to the price of Bitcoin that even a slight decline might prove disastrous, which is very true. That's why you don't put all of your eggs in one basket, then start running down the freaking hill. Because one trip up, are you running down that damn hill with all your eggs in the basket, you're done. So that's why you have to diversify your portfolio. But get you enough of Marathon Digital, which is a mining company. What's the MicroStrategy? You can even get some HUD 8, even some Coinbase. There are several companies that have a lot of Bitcoin. Okay, guys, let's finish this article. Let's see. Oh my God, come on, it's a long article. Well, how long has it been? 20? Oh Lord, 30 minutes. I gotta go, guys. All right, guys, I'm gonna read this last portion. I gotta go. Already, analysts have weighed in on MicroStrategy's plan, poking holes in some of its key assumptions. For example, MicroStrategy plans to raise $21 billion in low-interest debt. But what if there is no investor demand for that debt, and the company is forced to issue high-interest debt to attract buyers? That might just blow up Bitcoin's yield, not to mention the strain it might place on the company's cash flow. Guys, he's not going to have no problem, because BlackRock and Grayscale have already invested billions of dollars. The inflow of Grayscale and BlackRock Bitcoin ETF was the most money an ETF have ever raised. Ever. Look it up. Grayscale and BlackRock ETF inflows was the most ever for an ETF. Ever. Look it up, guys. Don't let the media and all this fear factors and shit, don't let it cloud the obvious. Bitcoin is up. I don't want to be too hyperbolic. Isn't that the word? Hyperbolic. I don't want to be, but I think Bitcoin is up like since its inception, like 20 million %. It's something crazy. Let me look it up. Hold on. Okay, guys, I couldn't find it. It's some ridiculous amount of percentage. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. That's in this video, guys. Guys, remember, guys. In order to get on the Bitcoin frequency, you have to do a few things. You have to keep your mind clean. You got to clear your mind of all the garbage and BS in this world. Most of the world is full of garbage and BS, guys. You only need about 10% of what the world has to offer in order to function efficiently in this world. All the other 90% of the garbage in this world, you don't even need. So you need to do a detox of the world's information. Do a detox, guys. Stop watching TV. Stop listening to negative feedback. Think positive. Be positive. Demand more from the universe. And in order to demand more for the universe, you got to put more into the universe through positive frequency. Get on the Bitcoin frequency and think positive about yourself, about your life, and about your future. Okay, guys, until next time, guys, remember, keep your life clean, keep your car clean, keep your body clean, keep your mind clean, guys. Keep your diet clean. Drink plenty of spring water to flush out the toxins, the chemicals, and poisons in the food supply. Guys, you are being poisoned. You've been micro-poisoned every day. And since you're operating in your lower self, you're also poisoning your children and your pets. Guys, until next time, guys, I'm Country Band 777, and I'm signing off. Peace.